start recording before I forget. Okay, guys, so I don't have a lot tonight. I'm going to try to keep this brief as possible. I try not to take up too much of your time. I was thinking about what I wanted to talk to you guys about and just kind of some things that I felt like would be helpful to you. I always want to make sure that these are helpful, that these are beneficial, and that when you get off of a call, you feel like you have better direction and like you are more inspired to get out there and get some things happening in your business. So I was thinking about what I wanted to share, and I came up with four things that I think are crucial for your success in this business of network marketing, specifically in Plexus. 4 things. So I want you, if you're capable, to write some stuff down, whatever stands out to you. And these are things that you should look at all the time and look at and ask yourself, are these things that I'm doing? Are these things that I'm working on? You know, you don't master something overnight, but these are things that we should be working on. So I'm coming up on a year now of doing Plexus. And I can tell you that when I have had success, and not every day has been successful, not every month has been as successful as I would have liked, but the months that have gone well for me and or the days and the months and the weeks that have gone well, these are things that I feel like were helping me do that. Things that I feel like I was doing well and I was plugging them into my business. So the first thing is passion. It sounds simple. We talk about it all the time. But if you're not passionate about this, people are going to smell that from a mile away. They're not going to want to have anything to do with it. If you're not excited, if you're not passionate, why would they want to do anything with it? Why would they want to try your products if you're not excited about it? Why would they want to try to work this business if you're not passionate about it? So that brings us back to your why that we talk about all the time. And if you've not looked at that recently, if you've not written that down, I want to challenge you this week to do that, to look at, why am I doing this? Why? And if it's not something that gets you excited or gets you passionate about it, you probably should reevaluate. Make your why something that gets you fired up, that gets you excited, that propels you to do this business. And when I say do this business, I don't mean just being an active ambassador. I mean working this business. You have to work at it for it to work for you. And if you're not passionate about it, you're probably not going to find that drive, to make it happen. So passion is your why. And so you need to figure out what that is, write it down, look at it all the time, and let it inspire you and keep you going. That passion is going to take you a long way while you're developing your skills. All right. You didn't sign up and then already know exactly what to do. You didn't have those skills. I know I'm still working on the skills, talking on the phone to people, approaching strangers out of the blue. That's not my that's not my strengths. Those are more of my weaknesses. All right. The picking up the phone and talking to people and communicating effectively what we can do with these products and with this business. That's not really a strength for me yet, but I'm so excited that it makes people want to try it out. Does that make sense? Your passion is going to take you where a long way while you're making up for the skills that you don't have. So just remember that. If you feel like, well, I just got started and I really don't know what I'm doing and I don't really know how to get this point across or how to host an amazing event or how to get a bunch of customers, that doesn't matter. If you're excited, the people around you are going to want to know what you're doing. They're going to want to be a part of it if it's something that's making you really excited. So, it's kind of like fake it till you make it. You're just going to be really excited and really passionate, and that's going to take you a long way. Simple stuff, guys. But, we need to apply this, know our why, write it down. That's mainly what I want you to get from that point of being passionate. It's just to really figure out your why. And if it doesn't get you excited, do it again. Find something that gets you excited. I get excited about the thought of, I'm making enough money that I can comfortably stay home with my kids now. That gets me excited, keeps me motivated. I'm not going to quit on this. My family depends on this now. I'm really passionate about that. I'm really passionate about what this business can do for me. I'm passionate about how these products have helped my family. I'm passionate about that. And people catch on to that and they want to know what's going on. So that passion is going to draw people to you. All right. I think I've made my point. So I'm going to move on. Second thing I want to talk to you about, take initiative. this is a big one for me, and I don't want you to get confused and think that I'm saying I'm not here to help you or that your upline is not here to help you. We are here to help you. And mentoring someone is one thing, but hand-holding is a totally different thing. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that need their hand held. They need constant reminders to work, to get on a call. They need contests to work. That is not taking initiative. And if you need all that, if you need someone to hold your hand, you plain and simple will not be successful. Because if you've got a sponsor who's going to be successful, they don't have time to hold your hand. They have their own stuff going on, and they're going to keep moving their business forward, and they're going to help you. They're going to take you along with them, but they can't stop and hold your hand and say, get on this training call or watch this video or did you see this contest, to try and motivate you to work. You need to motivate yourself. You need to be self-led. You need to take initiative, take action, and work this business, not for your sponsor, not to win a contest, but for you, because of your why and what it's going to do for you. Okay, so what I mean is, just for example, when I got started, Jana signed me up. Jana was an Emerald ambassador at the time. She had a lot of people on her team. She had a lot going on. That day, I didn't talk to Jana. We had done this all over Facebook Messenger. She got me signed up, all that through Facebook Messenger. And we set up a time to talk 2 days later, something like that, maybe 3 days later. A couple days later, we set up a time to talk. In that time frame between me signing up and us talking, I watched countless training videos. I'd already started reaching out to people, and I started telling my family about what I was doing. I did not need Jana to hold my hand, and I haven't needed that since I got started. They have helped me. They have helped me do calls. I have won contests with them, and they have helped me. They have been there for me when I've had a down day, but they don't have to check in on me to make sure I'm working. I'm going to work because I need this to work. So I hope that makes sense. It reminds me also of just talking about contests, and contests are fun, and I love doing contests. By the way, I need to announce we hit our next goal, so I need to announce that, and I'm going to somebody remind me if I haven't announced the winner of that tomorrow that we need to do that. But there was a contest back in July or August that Amber was doing. And it was whoever signed the most people was going to win $500. And whoever signed the second, whoever was in second place of signing the most people that month, personally sponsoring people, was going to win $200. Somehow or another, I had missed this whole contest. I had no idea about it. I was just working my business. I was plugging along. And guys, this was in the beginning where I was just making $400 or $500 a month. This was not huge income, but it was something I knew I needed. And I was laying that foundation. I was laying that groundwork. I don't even think I was gold yet. I mean, I was just plugging away at my business. Did not even see the contest. And ended up, she announced the winner, and I had won $200. I came in second place. And I don't even remember how many I'd signed that month. But my point is, I was not motivated by that contest. I was motivated by the fact that I needed this to work for me. So it was super exciting, and it was like a nice, pat on the back to win that money. But I don't need that to work my business, and I don't need them constantly checking in with me. My why is big enough, and my passion for this business is big enough to keep me working. And that's not to toot my own horn. I'm just making the point. You need to have a why that's big enough, and then you need to take initiative on that and make this work for you. Be self-led, be self-motivated, come up with your stuff. If you win a contest, great. That's so exciting. That just builds up, your confidence. It's just a nice pat on the back, but that is not why you're doing this. You are doing this for you. So take initiative, plug into the trainings, and make this business a priority. Okay. It doesn't mean it has to be number one in your life. It doesn't mean you work 40 hours a week, but put it somewhere on your calendar to work this for you. That's the second thing, was to take initiative. So we've got be passionate and take initiative. The next thing I want to talk to you about is being bold. You can work this business the right way. You can, by that I mean, you can make your list, you can know your why, and you can start reaching out to people. But if you're not bold about it, then you're going to have a hard time. So I want you to ask yourself this question and think about it. Are you easily influenced by other people's opinion of you? Are you easily influenced by other people's opinion of you? If you are going to crumble. The moment that you get a skeptic, that you get someone questioning you and what you're doing, the moment you have someone quit on you, Any kind of bump in the road is going to cause you to crumble because you are not bold about what you're doing. You need to be bold. You need to own it. This is your business. This is your team. If you have a team, it's your team. Be a bold leader. Be confident in what you're doing. When you reach out to people, be bold. Be bold about it. They will know if it's something that you are embarrassed about, or if you've got a little bit of shame when you're reaching out, like, oh, you're doing plexus. You're all over my newsfeed. If you let that bother you, that's really going to hurt your business. Does that make sense? Like, you have to carry yourself like you are proud. You are proud to be in network marketing. You are proud to be a Plexus ambassador. You know our products work. You know this business is changing lives, and you are proud of it. And that doesn't mean you pick a fight with someone if they question you, but you don't let it bother you to the point where you don't work your business anymore. You've got to let that go. And I can tell you, when I started, the answer to that question for me would have been, yeah, I am easily influenced by people's opinion of me. Now it's not a totally no, but I'm not easily influenced. I probably am influenced to a certain degree, but not easily. It takes a lot for me, and that's something that I'm working on. And I think you need to answer that question as honestly as you can and try to grow through that. If it does bother you, figure out why and try to deal with that. You need to deal with that, and you need to come to a place where you can let it go. If you want to be successful at this. If you don't, then, it shouldn't matter as much to you. But if you want to be successful, be bold and own it, because it's something to be really proud of, and this business can change your life. If you just, have no shame, be proud of it, and share it with people with boldness and passion. It's going to take you a long way. When it comes to being bold, I want you to think about, how does a jewel carry herself or himself? A diamond ambassador. I know we think, well, it would be easy if I had a Lexus to show for this, or if I got that free trip to Hawaii, who would question me? But, they had to deal with a lot to get to that point. And you need to think, well, let's have that mentality. If you want to get to that point where you have that level of success, you have to, just try to go ahead and have that mentality. And that's going to really help you. So be bold and have a jewel mentality. Okay. Next thing that I have, and this is really it. So I told you to be quick, but I hope this is helpful, is to be consistent. So we've got all these things. We're going to be passionate. We're going to take initiative, and we're going to be bold about it, but we have to be consistent. You can't do all those things for 3 weeks. That's not going to make a difference. It might get you a customer or two. It might help you move the ball forward, but 3 weeks of passion and initiative and boldness is not going to really make a difference in your life or in your business. This has to be something that you put into practice long term. I want you to think about, if you feel stuck right now, or if you feel like you've not had the kind of success that you want, let's look back the last 90 days. If you've not even been in this 90 days, then I want to tell you, don't be discouraged. There's still so much ahead of you that you can't be discouraged yet. The first 90 days are crucial, or any period of 90 days of you getting serious about your business. If you do the things that you need to do for 90 days, you give this business 90 days of crazy, consistent effort, I feel very, very strongly that you will be successful. In fact, I would say it's probably proven that you would be successful. 90 days, crazy, consistent effort. Now, let's definitely take into account that we need to have the right kind of efforts, proper knowledge of what you're doing, but be consistent. Whatever you are doing, posting on Facebook, reaching out to people, having that passion, working with initiative, consistency for at least 90 days. And if you get to the end of that 90 days and you still feel stuck, reach out to someone and we will help you. And maybe we do need to hold your hand for a little bit and get you through that little rut that you're in. That's nothing to be ashamed about. If you're doing all that you can do and you do need someone to come alongside and help you, that's a totally different story. But give it some consistent effort for a reasonable period of time. Again, that's not 3 weeks. That's not 2 weeks. That's not 2 months, 90 days at least. It was 3 months in before I was a gold ambassador. I feel like some of you that have just joined my team recently, you see the promotions happening very frequently for me. There was periods of time where nothing was really moving forward in my business, but I continued to work. And it's easy to look at people that maybe are higher up in rank in the company and think, like I saw a video of Sarah Marvel today, oh, they just got lucky. She was saying people think that she just got lucky, but she said, I had to work to get here. It takes work. And I know that one of the big pieces of that was her consistency. She did not waver in what she was doing. You have to be consistent or this business will not work for you. Let's think about consistency in not just working the business, but consistency in, let me see how I can explain this. You're a Plexus ambassador, okay? So you are all about health and freedom. That's what we're big about. We talk a lot about health and freedom, and we start blasting that out there. And then the next thing you know, you show some inconsistency because you are complaining on Facebook about being sick, which it happens. Hey, it happens. I was sick this week with a sinus infection, guys. And I did tell people that my kids were sick, but I did not say one word about me feeling bad. Now, I've told people that I've run into out and about, I'm not going to lie and say, oh, I feel great. Plexus is amazing. That's not what I'm saying. My point is that if I'm blasting health and freedom and all these things, and then I get on Facebook 5 minutes later and say, oh my goodness, my head hurts so bad. I feel like I just need to crawl in bed. I feel so sick. That sends a very inconsistent message. Even though I'm still working my business, that confuses people. We have to make sure that we are representing what we are selling to people, which is Plexus, health, freedom, this business opportunity, this positivity, passion, all those things. We can't just put it out there, message people, post it on Facebook, and then 10 minutes later complain about something or have all this misery all over us. We have to be consistent, not just with working, but with how we carry ourselves. I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to say. You're representing something and you have to be consistent with how you carry yourself. So I said it on a video the other night. I'm getting a little off track here, but I don't care. It's popping in my mind, so I'm going to say it. As our business grows, there are more and more people that are doing this business that are, if you have someone that you're an acquaintance with and they want to do Plexus, they could potentially have a couple of different people that they could choose to work with. They could have several people that they choose to work with. Hopefully they only know of you, but this business is taking off. And so people are getting more options of who they can buy from, who they can work with, order from, work this business with. And so I want you to always think about, it kind of goes back to consistency and what I was just saying, but always think about, would I be easy to work with? Would someone be drawn to working with me or to ordering from me? Would they trust me to know what I'm talking about? Would they trust me to help guide them in this business? I get a lot of questions from people that I know they have other people they could order from. And they come to me and they say, well, you seem really serious about it. That's not because I'm doing anything great, guys. I'm not trying to brag on myself, but people can see when you're serious and when you're not. And there have been people that would have rather ordered from me or worked with me over someone that maybe they were even closer with, because they said, I can tell you are really serious about it, meaning that they would trust me to know how to answer their questions and to help them, guide them in this business. So I hope that makes sense. I'm not all that in a bag of chips, but I am super passionate about this business, and I have learned how to do this, and I'm super passionate about these products. And so I do feel that I can help someone else do the same. And I want you to become confident at that point. If you are passionate, you will develop those skills along the way. And that passion is going to take you a long way. You're going to take initiative and you're going to pour into yourself. You're going to grow. You're going to watch the videos. You're going to plug into the training. You're going to take initiative. You're not going to wait for someone to say, hey, you getting on the call tonight? You're just going to be there. You're not going to wait for someone to say, hey, did you do your 5-3-1 today? You're just going to do it. You're going to take that initiative and get it done. Do what needs to happen to make your why come true. And then you're going to be bold. You're going to be confident about this. And you're going to be consistent at all times with this business, with this opportunity and these products. Consistently taking them, consistently sharing them, and consistently representing yourself in a way that makes people want to work with you. So that's pretty much all I've got tonight. That was literally just 4 things that I feel like will help us all grow our businesses. And those are things that I evaluated today when I sat down and I was thinking, what could I share that I feel would benefit you guys? And I was thinking, what have I learned over the last year? And I was challenged that I think I was mastering those things in the beginning because it was so important. And I was so dependent on my efforts. And it's easy as you grow in this business to kind of sit back and think, oh, well, it's kind of working itself at this point. We can't ever do that. We have to keep growing. And so I was challenged today to just keep evaluating these 4 things, and just make sure that I'm always doing them. So